Welcome to Public Health Brief. Today we're uncovering the hidden dangers of anger and how it affects not just your emotions, but also your physical health, your brain, and even your relationships. While anger may feel normal, repeated outbursts can silently damage your heart, raise your risk of stroke, weaken your immune system, and shorten your lifespan. In this video, you'll learn how uncontrolled anger becomes a serious public health risk and the simple, science-backed ways you can manage it before it harms your body or your future. To understand the dangers of anger, we need to see what happens inside the body when a person gets angry. In moments of anger, the body activates the stress response. The brain signals the adrenal glands to release adrenaline and cortisol, the stress hormones that prepare the body for a fight-or-flight reaction. Heart rate increases, blood pressure rises, breathing becomes rapid, and muscles tighten. This response was once helpful for survival, especially in dangerous environments, but in today's world, frequent anger means the body is constantly under pressure. Over time, these repeated stress reactions take a heavy toll. Cardiologists have shown that anger is closely linked to heart disease. People who frequently lose their temper are at higher risk of heart attacks and strokes because anger can trigger dangerous spikes in blood pressure and make the heart beat irregularly. In fact, some studies suggest that an episode of intense anger can double the risk of a heart attack in the hours that follow. The blood vessels themselves also suffer. Repeated stress and anger cause inflammation in the arteries, which contributes to atherosclerosis, the buildup of plaque that can block blood flow. So while anger might feel like just an emotional outburst, the truth is that every episode leaves a silent imprint on the body's most vital organ. Anger also affects the brain. Neuroscientists have observed that chronic anger can change the way the brain processes stress. The amygdala, the part of the brain that controls emotional reactions, becomes overactive, while the prefrontal cortex, which helps with rational thinking, weakens in influence. This imbalance makes it harder for people to stay calm, creating a cycle where anger becomes the default reaction to stress. The consequences can be severe, ranging from difficulty concentrating and memory problems to an increased risk of depression and anxiety. Over time, the brain becomes wired for conflict, making life more difficult not only for the person who is angry but also for those around them. The social impact of anger should not be underestimated. Families can break apart, friendships can collapse, and workplaces can become toxic because of uncontrolled anger. People who lash out often find themselves isolated, and this isolation can reinforce negative feelings. Public health is not only about preventing physical disease, it is also about building supportive, safe communities. When anger dominates interactions, trust weakens and violence can increase. Research in public health shows that communities with high levels of unmanaged anger and aggression often face more crime, more domestic violence, and more strained healthcare systems. One of the most hidden dangers of anger is its connection to risky behavior. People who are angry are more likely to drive recklessly, misuse alcohol, or engage in confrontations that can lead to injury or even death. In moments of rage, judgment is clouded, and decisions are made in seconds that can have life-changing consequences. Hospitals around the world record countless cases of accidents and injuries where uncontrolled anger played a role. The good news is that anger is not unstoppable. It can be managed, and with practice, people can learn to control it before it does lasting harm. The first step is awareness, recognizing the physical signs of anger as they build up. A pounding heartbeat, a flushed face, clenched fists, or fast breathing are all early warnings. When people learn to catch anger at these early stages, they have a chance to slow down before the emotion explodes. Health professionals often recommend simple but powerful techniques. Taking deep, slow breath signals to the body that it is safe and helps reduce the rush of adrenaline. Walking away from a heated situation can give the brain time to reset. Speaking slowly and deliberately, rather than shouting, reduces tension. Over time, regular practices like meditation, mindfulness, and exercise can retrain the brain to stay calm under stress. Even something as basic as daily physical activity helps burn off stress hormones and releases endorphins that improve mood. Another key strategy is communication. Many people become angry because they feel unheard or disrespected. Learning how to express frustration calmly and assertively makes it less likely that anger will escalate. For example, using "I feel" statements instead of blame-focused words can change the entire direction of a conversation. Instead of saying, "You never listen," saying, "I feel upset when I'm not heard," lowers the chance of conflict. Public health campaigns often emphasize these kinds of skills, because they strengthen families, reduce violence, and improve mental health across entire communities. It is also important to recognize when anger is a symptom of something deeper. Sometimes chronic anger is linked to unresolved trauma, high stress at work, or mental health conditions like depression. In such cases, professional support can make a huge difference. Counseling, therapy, or anger management programs give people tools to understand the root of their anger and replace destructive reactions with healthier ones. Seeking help is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of responsibility, and it protects both the individual and those around them. From a public health perspective, anger is not just a private matter. It is a collective issue. Every outburst that leads to violence, every reckless act on the road, every family conflict that turns abusive adds to the burden on healthcare systems, law enforcement, and social services. By teaching people how to control anger, communities save resources, prevent injuries, and promote overall well-being. Schools that incorporate emotional regulation into their curriculum, workplaces that offer stress management programs, and societies that encourage open conversation about mental health all contribute to a healthier population. Ultimately, anger is part of being human, but it should never be allowed to control our lives. The hidden dangers: heart disease, brain damage, broken relationships, and risky behaviors are too serious to ignore. By taking steps to manage anger, we are not only protecting ourselves but also protecting those we love and strengthening the communities we live in. Public health is not only about vaccines, clean water, or disease prevention, it is also about emotional health, and anger management is a vital piece of that puzzle. If you find yourself getting angry often, remember that your health may be at stake. Each choice you make to pause, to breathe, to walk away, or to seek support is a choice that protects your heart, your mind, and your future. In the long run, controlling anger is not just about feeling calmer, it is about living longer, healthier, and happier. The conclusion is anger is part of being human, but when left unchecked, it becomes a silent killer. It damages the heart, clouds the brain, and harms the people around us. By recognizing the warning signs, practicing self-control, and seeking healthy outlets, you can protect your health and strengthen your relationships. Remember, controlling anger isn't about suppressing emotions, it's about choosing life, health, and peace. Stay informed, stay calm, and stay healthy. This is Public Health Brief. Like, share and subscribe for trusted health facts.